I have a confession to make. I don't read. Nope. Haven't touched anything besides my textbooks for the past 2 years. And I'm probably one of the only people in this room who hasn't laid a finger on the Harry Potter series, even for namesake. It sounds bad, but hear me out. What if I told you that I knew way more stories, plot lines, and plot twists than most of you? Don't believe me? See for yourself. That's where real stories come from. Objects. They don't just sit there, they witness the parts of us we hide. They hold all our stories. They absorb the weight of the unsaid and become invisible narrators. For me, it was a pair of earmuffs. Nothing too fancy, but a soft, wearable sanctuary for whenever the world got too loud, emotionally loud, mentally cluttered. They allowed me to pause, step back, and listen inward. Because I struggled, not with stage fright, but in conversation, collaboration, in talking in real time with real people, I froze. My voice, so sure on stage, felt lost off of it. And in those moments, the earmuffs didn't give me words, but the silence I needed to find them. And I'm not alone. My younger sister has a stuffed elephant which she likes to call Emily. 7 years of tears, joy, and drool, even Emily has soaked it all, just like my earmuffs. Not the drool, but you get what I mean. You see, I lost them once, my earmuffs, during a hectic stretch of school. 3 long months later, I found them again, quietly resting in a random 12th grade classroom. But then I lost them again, this time in the chaos of Global Village. They disappeared into the noise. And without them, I wondered, what if I disappeared too? But slowly, I didn't just hear my voice, I began trusting it. And just when I thought that character development arc was over, life returned the earmuffs. Not as a sign of failure, but perhaps a reminder to see how far I'd come. So the earmuffs were never a solution, they were a bridge, a gentle companion for the version of me who hadn't yet found her strength. So objects can carry more than comfort. They can carry lessons. Now, my dad used to collect old coins as a child, one of them even dating back to 1901. Some of these century-old coins turned out to be extremely valuable in the present, so naturally, we joked about selling them. But then my dad said something along the lines of, "You don't sell memories, you hold on to them." And that struck me, because their worth was never in the market value, but the moments they captured. And that goes beyond nostalgia. It becomes memory preservation. Oh, and I haven't forgotten my mother. So my mom was very attached to her dad when she was young. So when he had to leave town in 1988, naturally her 4-year-old self was heartbroken. She had a recitation competition coming up, but couldn't focus. So my grandma gave her a small photo of him to hold. Left hand holding the photo, gesturing through her right, she kept him close in that small way and recited, "I'm a little teapot," so enthusiastically. And as if the universe rewarded her courage, her father returned that very day to see her win. So just as that photo gave my mom a small, quiet connection to her dad, sometimes the simplest objects carry the most unexpected stories. Speaking of which, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you see this? Yes, probably food, but for me, 2 things. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Carpe Diem. Makes absolutely no sense, but let me explain. So that is a picture of a buffet where my dad spotted Robert T. Kiyosaki, the man behind Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In hindsight, I should have gone too, but I froze. I didn't even know the guy. Sure, my dad gives me his investment advice every now and then, and I keep thinking, hey, that's a pretty cool and financially stable guy, but seeing him in the flesh, I worried I'd stand there clueless and make a fool out of myself. But then I realized, so what if I didn't know him? The best chance to learn more about him, even if for just 30 seconds, was right then. So now, the big question arises. Why? Why did I tell you all this? What am I trying to say? You see, these aren't just things. They're placeholders for emotions we're still carrying, for opportunities we've missed. Yet every too often we rush to replace them, like with every new iPhone that comes out, even if the old one still works. A 2018 study by Wen Shi-sai and Elise van der Hoeven shows us that objects with traces of use, personal marks, scratches, etc., help us recall experiences we might otherwise forget. Pausing with them lets us notice what truly matters, grounding us in the present and showing that meaning isn't in the object alone, but in us. And it's not about keeping everything forever. It's about pausing, noticing, and listening to the story before letting go. From my earmuffs to a buffet, these invisible narrators speak in silence until we're finally ready to listen. So the next time you're looking for a good read, don't look on a shelf. Empty your pockets, purse, backpack, and tell me, which story will you pick up first? Thank you.